Yes.
Yes.
That woke me the fuck up.
There we go.
All
Right, we're good. How are we doing, Jace?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Thanks for coming through.
Start properly. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's the glass that makes a drink, as you said.
There we go. We're matching.
Black Bush.
Is that what you're drinking?
Yeah.
Bit of whiskey.
Yeah, a little whiskey, not a Black Bush for a while.
You more of a whiskey guy or a gin guy? I know you like a gin.
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
I don't drink gin.
Not at all?
No. Gin's, they call it the mother's ruin, don't they?
The mother's ruin?
Yeah, gin's one of those drinks that when I was a kid, I drank a bottle of it and ended up in hospital. So that's my demon drink. Do you know what I mean?
I like that.
It reminds me of that. I was about 16. Had my stomach pumped.
Wee.
So gin is not for me. Whiskey, but I'm more of a rum man, to be fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
A bit of rum and coke?
Yeah. Little Myers rum, something like that.
Yeah?
Rum and ginger ale.
Shit, man. We had a real nice rum up there, which...
It's been drank.
It has been drank, mate,
Yeah.
but it's got like a coffee flavour. It's got like a nice little coffee creamy taste.
Little liqueur taste.
Yeah, little Bailey's vibe.
Nice.
Bailey's vibe. I'm doing good. I thought I'd also introduce. This is I'm Chris. This is Jason, by the way, Jason Strickland.
What's happening?
The man himself.
How you doing, people?
All
the 5 people that are going to watch this, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey
mum, hey dad, that's two. Yeah, there's
sounds
three
like
more.
no one's going to watch, you know what I mean?
No,
go on.
that's so hard.
Yeah, go on. No, you're doing a good job, mate.
Jason's one of the main men of comedy around here. He's also been our main guy for Banter in the Barbershop, which is a comedy night that him and a few others do on here. Should be another one coming
I
up.
say him, I run that shit, yeah.
He runs that shit then. He runs it.
I don't even know why I'm being all egotistical. Like.
Do it, mate. You've got the whiskey in you. That's what's causing it to be like that.
But go on, Carol, keep going.
He's the man, the myth, the legend. So we've got him on today just to talk about just how stuff's going, and also about the HK comedy scene and just about Jason's time in comedy, really. So, I mean, start off chronologically? How do you go from getting your stomach pumped to doing comedy?
Well, honestly, there was a big gap from 16 to 32.
Okay.
I started in Hackney Empire.
Okay.
I say Hackney Empire. It was actually the pub next door called the Marie Lloyd Bar.
Okay.
And that was on January the 11th, 2010.
Oh,
so
shit.
You always remember your first, and that was like, I'm showing my age right now, but I was 32 at the time.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd always wanted to be an actor, and then wasn't getting anywhere with that. So people say you're funny in a pub, So I just went around watching a lot of open mics, a lot of pro shows, down the Comedy Store and downstairs at the King's Head, up in London areas, basically.
Yeah.
And I jumped on the stage, and that was it. I got the bug. I got the bug. It was like 70 people, and it turned out there was a lot of people starting that night. It was only meant to be about 15.
Okay.
But it turned out to be 70 people.
What, in the crowd?
Yeah, the crowd. Yeah.
So it's like more than 3 times as big. Maths.
There's not 70. There's
way more
bigger.
bigger.
There's not 70 comics. Though there does feel like that sometimes on an open mic. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that was it. So it was. I got on stage, did 5 minutes, got some laughs. Didn't get some laughs, but. And then
you were hooked.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
Were you? I imagine it's a silly question, but I imagine you were fucking nervous, right, the first time.
Silly question, Chris. Yeah. Very silly question.
Yeah, nervous as fuck.
Nervous, very nervous. Yeah, a friend of mine was saying that. I talk a bit anyway, but my friend was saying to me, he could tell I was nervous. So I was talking more than usual, and I was very nervous. And I still get nervous now. It's not the same nerves that I had before, but you still got butterflies. You still want to do a good job. Sometimes you're not nervous because the gig doesn't really call for that.
No, yeah, I hear you.
If the gig is one of those ones where a lot of people, this, that, and the other, or someone's in the audience that
you want to hit those home runs, right?
Then you start just before you go on. That's when you start pacing. That's when you start pacing up and down. You're like, all right.
What do you normally do? Do you do anything in particular?
Not really. No, I don't. You just jump up and down. You just get a bit loose.
I hear you.
You don't drink. Well, you try not to drink anyway before a gig. But
really?
Yeah. I've done it before. It is different, mate. Do you know what I mean? But generally, you just go through your set. Get loose.
You see what the crowd likes as well. That's how you can kind of go for stuff, right?
Yeah, you can see what the crowd. Yeah, the crowd. If you've got enough material, you can switch it up because they could be one way, and you're fortunate if you're going, down the lineup.
Yeah.
If you're the first one up, you may not have,
Yeah, you're kind of watching on.
If you've got enough material, you may not be able to just switch it up. But
I hear you.
Usually you can kind of generally get a gist of the crowd.
I hear you.
But sometimes you don't even want to change your stuff because hey, I've written this. I wrote it, not written it. I wrote it. Do you know what I mean? So fucking pure great grammar. So sometimes you want to just do what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because sometimes you want to do it for you as well.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. And you also want to probably try out more material sometimes in some cases, right? Sometimes cases where you want to try out some new bits that you maybe haven't used before, so then you're like, fuck it, I'm going to say it anyway.
That's what you got open mics for.
Okay.
Open mics. So there's a thing, you have your open mics, which is a sort of like the comedian's gym.
Okay.
Which is where you go out and you try new stuff.
Right, okay.
You get to hone that. And then, then when you got a proper show, you generally, if the bits have worked, you then slip it in the middle.
I hear
you. Easy, mate. Do you know what I mean? Man's head's in the gutter already. You got to slip it in the middle. I look at Chris. He's like, "Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I got you there, man."
Yeah. Well, it all depends on what back or front of the middle. But yeah, it's you try to work it out before, or sometimes you say, "Fuck it." I'm just gonna go for it.
I like it, man. How did you like get involved in HK comedy? How'd that all start? You just met some other comedians and you were just like, let's do something, or like how'd that go?
No, well, there was a comedy scene before I got here.
Okay.
When I moved to 2014.
Okay.
And I just before I got here, actually, I googled like everything,
trying to find
comedy scene, and then there was a comedy club around the corner. I went there, and I felt then there was other open mic nights, and there wasn't a massive scene. It's grown more in the 8 years that I've been here, but at the beginning, it was only a few nights, and I put on some open mic nights at the Abbey Tavern in Kentish Town.
Okay.
Called Bear Jokes.
Okay.
And I brought it here. No one knew what bear meant here.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So they're just like, "What? There's a bear."
Or naked jokes.
Yeah, a lot of naked jokes. But so I did that at a few, and then I've just over the course of the few years, I've just started putting on more shows. People know me through comedy, which has enabled me to be able to do shows. And obviously, we're sat in Source, which is one of the favourite venues that I put shows on.
I was going to ask that. Any favourite venues? But I'm glad his.
Yeah, no, Source is one of my favourite venues. I do Duddles as well. Mm-hmm. So where I mainly do it is around different venues. So
cool.
Bars.
Popping up different places, right?
Yeah, but barbershop. The barbershop is a place where
it's a nice place, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
So good, bro.
And the shows that we've done here have been fire.
Mate, they've been jokes. Yeah. They've actually
that's exactly
been jokes,
what we're meant to be bringing jokes.
Yeah, it'd be a bit dead if it wasn't jokes. Yeah.
But it's been good. This is one of my favourite venues. It's made for intimate comedy,
right? And you've got a little bit of a stage going on as well, where everyone sits down, so it's kind of like natural.
It's very and everyone's up close, so you can actually riff with them more.
Yeah. Do you prefer that then?
What, riffing?
Or just being up close with people?
I like intimate venues.
Okay.
I like intimate venues because you're all in it. It feels like you feel connected with the audience.
Right, I hear you.
I've done bigger shows, not massive stadiums or anything.
No, I hear you though.
But when you're further away,
it feels more of like kind of a performance rather than like bantering.
You are performing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Do they want to get in?
They might want to get in.
Yeah.
All right, let's. we might cut this bit if me and Jason.
It's all good. It's all good.
Me and Jason swap places.
Just got a couple of ladies coming in.
Yeah, come in.
Come in.
Yeah.
Okay, don't need to worry. It's all right. This is what happens when you do live podcasts. You got people just coming in. Should have taken her keys.
Oh, shit.
How was your photo shoot?
Fun. So much fun.
Good. It's all right. I don't know who that is. Who's that?
Oh, Cherry.
Cherry.
Shout out to Cherry. Sick barber.
She's a barber.
Great barber.
Yeah.
Very good barber.
Around the corner.
Don't know. Where does she work, Pinky? There
So
we
around
go.
the corner.
Shout out to if you need a haircut in Wan Chai.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
find
yeah.
Cherry about there.
So yeah, where were we?
We were chatting about like intimate stages and stuff like that. Any particular places in London that you really want to go back to and do a few gigs?
I want to go back to London and do gigs everywhere.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
I haven't gigged in London since I left.
Nah.
Yeah, the last time I was back in the UK, which was pre-COVID,
Mhm.
I did a gig up in Oxford,
Okay.
where that's where my family are from. But I never got a chance to do London because I was only there for a bit.
I hear.
So yeah, hopefully when I get back, I'm looking to go in June. So I hopefully get to do a few gigs. I know a few people still. So I know there's an opportunity.
There's an opportunity to do that.
A couple of comedy stores. Not the comedy store. A couple of comedy venues,
nights.
Comedy nights. But yeah, there's Top Secret. That's always packed. Top Secret Comedy Club.
Oh, okay. So I thought you meant it was top secret.
No, it's not Top
Oh, that's
Secret.
bad. I was like, okay,
I'm
yeah,
posting
yeah.
the shit out of that. But yeah, Top Secret. And then there's downstairs downstairs at the King's Head.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully people can put me on. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they will.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's doing the gigs in London is far out.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Do you feel like a little bit sometimes more of a connection because of that British, like kind of banter vibe? And
Say that again,
do you feel like more of a connection sometimes being in London? Do you feel, or have you worked like what was it like transition to the crowds here? I imagine you had to change some bullshit, right?
Well, yeah. Obviously, London is a mature scene.
Yeah.
Crowds there are, they get comedy.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? By saying that means that no one laughs at my shit here. But what I'm getting at is there is the scene's a small scene. There's a comedy scene here. There's someone if Jim Jeffrey was here, someone recently, Jim Gaffigan or Russell Peters was here, and they people turn out for that because they're a name.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get people here, even though there's people that want to watch comedy. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. But yeah, I can't wait to get back to London, man. I can't wait to get back to London. Bye, Cherry.
See you, Cherry.
See you
Where do you work, Cherry? She just said Wan Chai. Wan Chai.
Relocated to Onchai, next to Shanta Street, around that area.
Yeah, no.
You heard it.
Ain't got a clue.
Go there if you want a haircut. If we're full. See you, Cherry.
So that, Cherry.
See ya. Thank you for today.
Be cool.
Bye.
God damn.
Shout out to Cherry.
Shout out to Cherry. Shout out, there she is again. But yeah, man, London will be London will be awesome. But yeah, I remember just when I started actually, I just used to run around trying to do gig after gig. So the thing is, you can't double up. It's really rare that you can double up in Hong Kong, which means that you can do one gig and jump to the other. And run around the corner. And Cherry's back; she just wants to get involved. But you don't actually have the opportunity here. There's only now and then that you can do 2 gigs in one night. But in London,
there's like zero chance, mate.
What? There's loads of chances.
Oh, there's loads of chances. Oh,
Yeah,
the other way
loads of
round.
chances, loads of
Oh,
chances.
sorry. I thought it was the other way round. I thought here there was loads of chances to do 2
No.
gigs.
We've only got
Oh,
one,
shit.
We've only actually got one comedy club in Hong Kong.
Is that the one I saw you at? The one like where you go down the steps? and
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You still go there sometimes, or
I don't do that anymore.
you don't do that one?
No,
Okay, cool.
no.
All right, where are we next going to be able to see you?
Next,
Here, hopefully, right?
yeah, hopefully, yeah.
God
yeah,
damn,
just-
are we?
yeah.
I don't know about the. I don't know.
Yeah,
if there's-
I need to speak to Sean.
Okay.
But definitely here. Definitely
Right.
want to do one here. Got a couple of other things coming up, but they're not until probably in June.
Okay.
I'm taking a bit of a month off.
No, that's fine. That's why I've got you in though, because I prefer to do it before, and then people can watch and then look out,
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
than have you
Well,
like
if
after
you can go on to like comedy.hk for
Yeah.
everything comedy.
comedy, and also I'll link all your deets in the bio.
Yeah,
after.
all the deets to my
Sorry.
895 followers on Facebook.
Mate, 899's fucking more than who watches this, mate.
That's what I'm saying, mate. So all of the
I've got 8 or 9,
all of the
mate.
5 people, and one of them's going to be me.
Literally, man.
But yeah, the scene here is good. There's some good comics here, mate. There's some good comics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone in particular who's your favourite around here?
Yeah, I'm not putting any.
You're not plugging anyone. You're not even plugging anyone.
No one,
Hey, yo, okay.
I'm all about myself, mate. You know what I mean? No, there's a few. I don't want to put. Sean.
They know who they are then.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, I shout out to my man Brian Bentley, to Tim Toe. There's Jordan, there's Garen. There's a lot of people that.
Okay, I've got you. I've met Brian and Tim. They're funny, man.
Yeah,
they've been here as well.
Yeah,
funny guys.
I'm not that way. You know, this is my show.
I hear you.
But no, there's loads of there's decent comics, and some of these comics have travelled, and have actually done gigs outside of Hong Kong and actually done all right. So you know that the level here is actually. It transfers internationally as well. And that's what you want. You want to be able to do you want to be able to have content that can go abroad.
Yeah. It's got a certain caliber as well, mate.
Well, caliber, but you just the content is universal.
Okay.
So it's not just if you do stuff that's just
high quality Hong Kong shit won't transfer anywhere.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And all your references are Hong Kong.
Okay.
And you can't switch that up when you go somewhere else. And if no one's been to Hong Kong, it's going to be hard for them.
It'd be useless going up to someone and be like, "What's the deal with Hong Kong taxi drivers, guys?" I was there. People just going to be like,
exactly.
Yeah. No, I've got you. Absolutely.
Then you have to tell them what the deal is and their shit. I think I was actually in a cab the other night.
Bro, I've got a fucking nuts cab story as well. What's yours?
Well, this guy, I swear he had cerebral palsy. Do you know what I mean? No, seriously, he was, and then when he was stopping off at a traffic light, he actually then pulled out a bag and started drinking. So I think he was.
What the fuck,
so
bro?
I was just putting I had my seatbelt on. Yeah, I had it on anyway, but I think I
put the other two on. Yeah.
But go on, what's your one, mate? I'm here.
Well, that sounds fucking nuts, mate. That sounds nuts.
He's having cerebral palsy.
Sitting in the back doing your cross.
Yeah.
I like that. Mine was on Saturday, mate. Mine was if we're sharing cab stories. Mine I was, pot guy. What they call it? Yeah, I got called that quite a few times, bro.
Yeah, right. What was you doing?
Nothing, mate. The guy took a long route, and I was like, "Don't go left. That's like another 10-minute detour.
Yeah,
don't do it." And he's like, "I'm already going that way." I'm like, "No, you can." You think
he's trying to rob you?
Yeah, definitely. I've taken that route loads. It was on the way home. Yeah. So I was like, "Don't do it. Just keep going straight." And he slows down and he takes it anyway. So I was like, "Bro."
Did you pay him?
I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?" And then he,
poor guy.
Bro, some mad screaming.
Yeah.
Some like, get out of the car. And then I was like, to be honest, man, I just want to get home.
Oh, you got kicked out?
Well, he tried to, but then I was just like, I'm taking back what I said. Just please take me home. I realised it was it was 5:30 in the morning in Wan Chai.
You're bluffing, hasn't he?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
He's like, get out. And you're like, you know what, mate? Just go.
You know what, man? Do the extra route. $20. Yeah.
Because then, actually, when we start kicking off, you look at it. It's fucking cheap anyway.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
At least it's not London, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In London, there's someone did this joke, so it's not mine, but he says in London, as soon as you get in, you start looking at
the meter, mate. It's already on 50, bro.
Yeah, you've only got so much money. You're like, yo, I'll actually walk 20 minutes.
Literally, mate. Literally, bro.
But here, it's so cheap, man.
That's what I like about Hong Kong. I like the fact that you can actually, you can spend a bit of cash if you want to, but if you want to slum it and go a bit cheap, man, you can go to a Chow Chow 10, get fucking dins for like £6. That's nuts, bro.
$60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's this? Oh, I know what you're talking
about.
Well,
all around the gaff, but there's a soupy noodle place down there. Oh, so good, man.
Well, I like my beef noodles.
Yeah?
Brisket, yeah.
Nice, so mate. Okay.
I can do that, man.
You know what I'm saying, right?
You can eat fancy.
You can.
I don't mind eating.
Bro, this is the place to do it, man. You wouldn't be able to do this in London. That's what I'm saying. When you moved to Hong Kong, what did you reckon of it, Jace? Was it a bit of a culture shock?
No, I'll tell you what, though. Not really, not necessarily a culture shock, but I was because Hong Kong, you find out, is a friendly city.
Yeah.
So I'm going into a bar, and saying I just moved to Hong Kong, and people are like, oh yeah, what do you want to drink? This, that, and other. And obviously, coming from London, and living there for 17 years, you're a bit wary of
Scammage.
kindness.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? You're a bit wary of
It's like in
kindness.
prison.
Yeah,
They give you a
you're
chocolate bar, they'll ask for something else later. Yeah.
Well, you know that more than I would. Mate.
Unfortunately.
But no, and that was the thing for me was that there was this apprehension like, well, what are people trying to get?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I got here, it was like, wow, it's like a holiday.
It kind of is, isn't it? It's a bit
That's what I thought, mate.
disorientating.
It's like a holiday.
Well, bro, you're now living in. Well, I won't say it on there. You're now living somewhere.
No, it's fine,
Can
mate.
we say it? All right, banging.
I moved out. No, I moved out to the sticks. I moved out to the yeah.
Out the ways.
I don't. No, it's not like I'm famous that people are going to come follow me. You know what I mean? But I appreciate that though. You're not.
I thought I'd bite my lip for a second.
You're not
Yeah.
putting a sign like,
So Jason's address is number 5.
and if you want my phone number, ladies, no.
Actually, hey.
But I love. You know, I was only meant to be here for 2 years. I was only meant to be here 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I was here on a secondment with my ex-partner.
Okay.
And but within, you know, I think it was our first junk boat, and we basically looked at each other and said, "Yeah, we're not leaving."
Yeah, mate.
Because what would we be doing on a Saturday?
Bro.
You'd be in London, you'd be going around, you'd be shopping, going down the pub. Not like nothing's actually changed.
No, mate.
But you know, you got the beaches, you got junk boats, you got this, that, and everything. You got
Hiking and nightlife and
you got the best
everything,
of
man.
both worlds here.
It's amazing here.
But then you have to substitute that the comedy scene isn't as big
I hear you.
as, you know, because that's
As
what I
in-
really wanted to do. But, you know,
Any other cities in Asia that are big on comedy?
yeah, there's loads.
Oh, yeah?
It's
Like
quite
what, like
big.
Tokyo and shit?
Yeah, I haven't done much traveling actually.
Have you not? Me
I've
neither.
only done I've done gigs abroad,
Yeah.
but I haven't, I've done gigs in New York. I did stuff when I was traveling. And I did a gig out in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
But I haven't gone to the other cities like other comics here have.
Yeah.
Which is something I need to change. But you know, there's
Insane.
Singapore's good, and then there's Philippines, there's Tokyo. You know, there's a friend of mine who's moved out there and he's doing all right. There's loads of cities, but Hong Kong was the original, and I have to you have to big it up for the person who started it here. That this is the
place.
This is the place
The
where
main place.
this is the place where comedy started in Southeast Asia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I ain't
The
gonna
birth
give you- I ain't
point,
gonna
mate.
give you the name though. I ain't gonna put.
His name is Jason Strickland.
Yeah. I'm not gonna put a light on anyone, man. It's all about me. But yeah, but
fuck it.
but yeah, coming here was great. It's a great city, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I feel like, especially now that shit's opened up, especially after. Did you go to Clockenflap, mate? Because I feel like after Clockenflap, shit changed. Everything just got like after Art Basel. Everyone's out and about now. It's like a 24-hour city again.
And
The curfew is gone.
It is the original 24-hour city.
It is.
I'm sure you,
Bro, when
I'm sure you found that out, Chris.
Man, of course I have. Unfortunately,
And I know it is. I've experienced Hong Kong many times. I went to Clockenflap for Wu-Tang.
Nice.
I had a 3-day pass.
Ooh.
I didn't use it.
Huh?
I didn't use it. I just
Okay,
wanted to go to
no.
Wu-Tang.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it was Wu-Tang was heavy, man.
Wu-Tang were good, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where about were you like close? I was like kind of like middle left.
Look at the stage. I was back left.
Back left.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Might have been close. It was so packed, mate. You couldn't see shit.
But as soon as Wu-Tang actually came up on the lineup, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
I've got
I'm buying a
30
ticket.
years, man. I've been listening to them guys. So I was like, yeah, let's jump on it.
Yeah, nice.
And I got messed up the night before. So
Did you?
yeah. So I didn't actually. I was meant to go to see Lovely,
Yeah.
and I wanted to see others as well. And by the time I woke up, it was like
It was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
you know what, I'll just wait till
I'll just wait till Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got
Shit,
there, I
man.
think I got there 9:45, and I was gone by 11.
What?
Yeah, so it was
Fucking
in and out.
hell.
I imagine you was there for the duration.
I was, mate. I had like a 4 day fucking.
Bender.
Yeah, I basically slept like 8 hours over 3 days. It was
Wow.
not particularly healthy.
Yeah.
Fucking fun though.
You're looking for it, mate.
Yeah, it's been a month of recovery. It's been a month of
Well,
recovery.
but you know
I'm
what,
trying to get
man?
back in.
It's it's great that Hong Kong is back. You know,
This is is this sponsored by Carrie Lam and John?
No, the backdrop of the city when you look.
Hello, Hong Kong. Welcome, baby. They can use this in there.
Fucking hell, that's all over the place. Sometimes you just want to say goodbye, Hong Kong. Do you know what I mean?
Man, I need to get the fuck out. I need to go on a
When was the last
holiday,
time you
dude.
went away?
2.5 years ago, mate.
Okay, yeah.
So from the source drops down for a while. It's because I'm off. But anyway, no. I don't.
Yeah, because obviously he's the one he's the foundation of this company, aren't he?
Well, only the podcast thing, but somebody else can host it.
Yeah.
Somebody else can host
Where is Sean?
Sean is, I think he's shown his mate from Sydney around. He's sat in the background. I think he would be good hosting. I think he would be. So if and when I do go away, he can take it over. Or whoever wants to.
So where are you going?
Maybe Cherry. She's already seen the setup.
Where are you going?
I'd probably go back to see my family, man. It's been so long. It's been like 2.5 years. So they're not coming out here. So I guess
they've always said they're not going to come.
They came out in 2019. Came out for Christmas, and that was it.
So what was the Christmas like?
Honestly, bro, it was good. It was good.
The look on your face.
It was good.
The look on your face suggests otherwise, mate.
No, it was good, man.
No,
it's
honestly,
just,
bro, it was good.
Yeah,
Your eyes
it was
say
a solid good.
Yeah,
it was.
right.
Yeah,
so
put it that way.
6.5 out of 10.
We'll say that one.
Yeah,
it was.
right.
Yeah, you know, like getting tear gas on Boxing Day. Obviously, set down us a few points. Went to TST with my family. Police decided Christmas gatherings weren't cool on Boxing Day. Pop.
Oh yeah, because it was a protest, wasn't it?
Protest. So we hopped.
You know what, man?
It was like the last ferry out of Saigon, bro. We got on that ferry and fucking all the tear gas is coming after us.
Completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, that was that was interesting. That was interesting with comedy because, you know, there was all this every time you go into a club or all this, that, and the other. Not me personally, because I'm like, I don't do any political stuff, and I don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't really care for censorship.
Careful, I don't want a black van turning up after this.
But people, you know, there were people saying, you know, you can't do anything about, you know.
Yeah.
But what was funny was I've never done anything political or anything really like that, or wanted to talk about that. But once you've been told you can't, all of a sudden you're starting to think of stuff. And I was going to do stuff about, you know, rhyme and slang. So just doing stuff about, you know, saying, you know, vagina, but really talking about China. You know what I mean? Well, I never really bothered doing it, but as soon as someone tells you can't do something, you
definitely want to, mate. Yeah.
You know, someone's telling you can't say this, you're like, well, you know, wait there, censorship.
Hey, mate, just don't mention this in the crowd. Somebody's did a.
Yeah.
You're like, what comedy do I have about this event that I will bring up?
It's more, it's literally like if someone says, you know, it's like a kid, don't touch, you want to touch.
Yeah.
You know, so if someone tells you not to say something, you're kind of compelled to do it.
Yeah.
You know, definitely, you know, as doing comedy.
Comedy involves a little bit of mischief. That's what it is, bro.
You know, you're there to push a line. You're not there to, you're not there to incite anything. Do you know what I mean? You're not there to cause hate or make people hate on this. But you don't want to be told. You don't want to be censored.
No.
You know.
Do you feel like that's happening a bit? Well, I mean, aside from here, do you feel like? Actually, an interesting one, bro. About the Will Smith fucking slap thing. Obviously, that caused fucking ripples.
Yeah, well, it made fucking Chris Rock millions of pounds on it, millions and millions.
Yeah.
For that.
But it kind of set an awful precedent for anyone who was performing because it kind of almost. Yeah. Or maybe I'm talking out my ass. What do you think?
No.
I feel like it kind of set a precedent where it was breaking that.
There was a few
that boundary, you know.
There was a few incidents. Well, the thing is, there's been incidences before,
right?
In comedy clubs that obviously don't have the exposure that the Oscars did.
No.
You know, there's comedians that have been had glasses thrown at them, have people storm the stage.
Yeah, I hear
taken offence by something.
Yeah,
this, that, and the other. It just so happened that was on one of the biggest fucking platforms, and then people were like, "Well, this is going to make people think that it's okay to do it." And I'm like, "Well, they've already been doing it. It may add to it, but it's not." The reason
it wasn't the first one.
The reason why people are doing it is because of what Will Smith did.
Right.
And that was obviously, you know, people defending it. There's no defense on that, mate.
Not particularly.
You know,
can't really just do that.
I've had no one really come up to me on stage. I've had people, you know, you see someone in the audience, who might be cracking onto his girlfriend or something, you know, just for shits and giggles, taking offence and looking at you in a certain way, and you're like, well, now I've touched. Now
you're a target, yeah.
Now I push the button. You let me push this button. I'm just going to keep pushing it. But no one's actually come up to me. I've had someone here who, because at the end of the day, you're there to, you know, trying to have a laugh.
Yeah.
And so I went up to him afterwards. I was like, "Yo, man, thank you very much, man. Thank you for being part of that."
Okay.
And he just stormed. He looked
He was not cool.
Yeah, and just stormed off.
Huh?
So I really feel like, yeah,
good sport.
He wanted to go off at me, but he didn't have the balls to do it. Not like I'm a fighting man or anything, but what I'm saying
He
is,
saw my six-pack, mate, and backed off.
It's got my jacket on, mate. There ain't no six-pack here. Do you know what I mean? I've got the willpower of a man that says, he walks past the gym and says no.
No.
But yeah, but the Will Smith thing was, it was, yeah.
Do you feel like that then helped then, since it shed a bit of light on people assaulting comics? Do you think maybe that helped then? Because it enabled that discussion of being like, nah, this ain't okay?
I don't know.
Or do you think it was just like a neutral bullshit?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I didn't spend too much time on it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't spend too much time analysing it.
No,
and
I
thinking
hear you.
about what the
Implications
what
as well.
the implications
Okay.
are and what's going to come of it.
I hear you.
Because at the end of the day, that's in a different world to me.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That's in that this is these are fucking, you know, A-listers or whatever.
Yeah, doing the Oscars.
Yeah.
But to be honest, man, there's a lot of A-list comedians that I don't rate, man. I mean, I've had more of a laugh in Banter in the Barbershop than I have watching like a fucking special. And of course, I know that's because humor's subjective.
Yeah.
Not to say like because.
No,
I think it's like, but it's true, man. I think it's because you guys do a fucking great job. Because you guys actually really do. Well, I'm saying how I mean it. Yeah, you guys did a fucking great job, and the atmosphere was fantastic.
No, you can't come in.
Hey, it's Cherry. It's Cherry. It's Cherry with a beard.
It's Cherry with a beard.
It's Cherry with a beard.
It's the Irish Slayer, Sean, the Irish bomber.
I just have to take.
Go on.
Mate. Nah, you grand.
How's it going, mate? Good?
It's going good.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up in a
We're gonna have to wrap up in a sec.
What are you taking my bag for?
Is this yours?
Yeah, but I tell you what, mate, these Irish, man, they don't these Irish, they'll pick up anything, man. They were like, yeah, this looks nice. That would have gone to Egypt, mate. That's his bag, though. That's his, yeah.
This isn't your pillow,
No.
Right, I'll let you finish.
Go on, mate. In a bit. Fucking a man like Sean just coming.
Shout out to Sean,
taking everything, mate.
the man himself.
Yeah, what was you saying? Implications, yeah. Oh no, you're saying the Banter in the Barbershop gig was good.
The Banter in Barbershop gig was fantastic, mate. I really would. I mean, there's enough me saying about I really want it to happen again. Of course I do.
Yeah.
Hopefully, anyone that's listening to this, if you're still actually listening, do fucking look out for the socials and any posts on the next one.
Yeah, we'll probably
You don't want to miss out. It's fucking funny, man. It's nice and intimate.
We'll probably do it in, say, end of May. Because then we got, I'm looking into the camera. Yeah,
No, I did that because it did seem like you threw a dart. You were like,
yeah, we're coming at the end of May. So just
end of May.
Watch out. Watch your space.
1 month.
Watch your space, as they say.
Okay.
But, look on Source, look on comedy.hk. And you'll find, we'll probably do it at the end of May.
Yeah.
We've got a couple of weeks.
It was good, mate.
Oh, no, listen, man.
I found it fucking hilarious, mate. I like the fact that we're not going to quote the jokes.
You know, live comedy is always going to be better than, you know.
Than recorded, yeah.
Well, yeah, not to necessarily say the content or anything else, but being watching it live.
Yeah, mate.
And definitely, again, as we're saying, in this environment, you get to feel it.
You feel that atmosphere.
You feel the energy.
Really, you do, man.
And you know, this is again, we talk about this does create decent energy. The crowd's different. You know, this is why I do comedy in different venues, because you're taking it to other people. You know, and the crowd's different here. You know, you know, the people that I obviously what am I talking about? What was that? People that I reach out to, the people that I reach out to, and then your own people. You know, you get a different.
You get a bit of variety.
Yeah. Younger crowd as well. You know, a bit more. You know,
you also get a mix. You had a few I remember last time you had a few chicks, you had a few guys. It was nice because you're kind of riffing off of a
very
few people as well.
Chicks and guys.
Chicks
no
and guys.
Non-binary. No people that don't, you know.
All of them.
Chicks and guys. But,
Chicks, guys, everyone in between.
Yeah, everyone in between. But yeah, mate. I've done what, 3 here? We've done 3?
Two or three.
Yeah,
they were good, mate.
They've all been. The first one was blinding.
I thought the second one was even better. Second one I liked even more. Right, that's why I didn't like the first one, mate. I sat in the front of the show late, basically underneath a fucking spotlight with a pink t-shirt. Yeah. It was like, I was basically like a mascot.
You basically set yourself up.
Yeah, I basically.
You know, and the thing is, if we didn't jump on it, then we're not that good as.
Then you wouldn't have been good.
But yeah,
it was great, man. I've never cried after watching a comedy show before. It was fantastic.
Well, if you cried, mate,
yeah, it was good.
Listen, man, if you cried, then at least that's
it was really cathartic. We were
response. You know,
we were brought down where you get now.
Because I don't, and of course, you don't want anyone crying, but you know, when people are, someone left the comedy club crying, it's like, they're not going to come back.
Oof, that's a big oof.
If people are like, you know, like cringing at what you say, that to me is better than a laugh sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah,
if what you're saying
elicits a reaction, right?
Those ones, if you're talking, you know, if you get graphic about something, you know, sexually graphic about, you know, like I did this bit the other day, and you can see women like, you know, like, oh, you know, and even some guys are like, ooh. That to me is even better than, you know, full out laughter.
I hear you on that.
As long as there's a reaction. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you don't want deadpan.
Yeah, as long as there's a reaction, you know, if there's silence.
Do you feel like some stuff translates over? Or I bet it was fucking difficult for you to figure out what translated over to comedy here sometimes. Like you said about bare comedy, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you say some slang and people are just like,
but obviously, obviously. Well, sorry, not obviously, because I don't speak Cantonese, so I don't do I don't do comedy in any other language.
No.
So you get a lot of expat crowds here. So most of the time, your style, your mannerisms, this, that, and the other, come across and people understand it.
Okay.
You know? You may have some locals who speak English as a second language going to it, that they may not get that style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, you know, I did something the other day, and someone said to me, "Oh, my wife doesn't really. She's not really going to get it." I looked up, and she was the one who was laughing the most.
There we go.
Do you know what I mean? So you never know.
It works out.
Yeah. So
no, I hear you on that.
Do you hear me, Chris?
I hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
I'm getting a bit juiced here, right?
No, you're good, mate. I'm feeling a little bit juiced as well, mate. How are we doing on timeage, mate? What you got? Probably fucking bouncing. I don't want to keep you too long.
Got another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5.
All right.
What about you, man? Who's your favourite comedian?
Oh shit! Turn the fucking tables.
Let me interview you, my son.
All right. I like Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Been listening to a good bit of Bill Burr lately. Yeah. When I was younger, I did like Ricky Gervais. I liked his older stuff. I do like George Carlin. Like a little bit of George Carlin.
Old school.
I saw, one of the few comedians I saw live was Sean Locke. I saw Sean Locke live. I managed to see him. Him I really liked. I liked his humour. Yeah. Rest in peace. I saw him, when I was maybe like 16, 17.
So literally like a couple of weeks back then, yeah. Because look at you baby-faced assassin, mate.
Nah,
you know
mate, I don't know what you're on about. So yeah.
Sean Locke was funny, man.
He was a good guy.
When you're talking about George Carlin, Bill Burr is definitely one of the goats.
I do like Bill Burr, man. He's funny. I do like Joe Rogan as well. I do listen to his podcast. Not that you inspired this, but I do listen to his podcast. I've listened to a few of his stuff. I like him. Those are the main ones that shout out to me. Yeah, Bill Burr, George Carlin, Joe Rogan. I've grown out of taste.
Responsibly, people, because I'm not.
Are you having it on the rocks? You're just having it straight?
Yeah, just straight.
I need to have some of that, mate. Next time I'm pouring myself out a little whiskey,
That's
bro.
nice, mate. That's a nice little drink.
Is this when we move to our sponsorship of the?
Yeah. And this is
brought to you by Blackbush.
Blackbush, not seen that for a while.
Literally, man.
Just stop shaving women.
Bruh.
Cut that. We actually leave that shit in.
We'll leave that shit. We can leave that shit. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers, man.
Thank you for
Well,
coming
listen,
on.
I appreciate it, Chris. You're doing a good job, mate.
Mm.
And hopefully you do more of these.
Thank you, man. Hopefully.
So, yeah, we'll sign off by saying, follow me at, what is my Instagram?
It is Jason Strickland, isn't it? Jay Strickland?
Yeah, it's Jason Strickland 77.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should know
Is
that.
that, is that your 77 year?
What's that?
Is that a lucky number?
It's a lucky number.
It's a lucky number.
it's a
Okay,
lucky number.
alright.
What, you're trying to say my age, yeah?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. And look out for the next shot source, which should be at the end of May. Chris,
Jace,
man, thank you very
pleasure.
much. Thank you.
Mate,
very
thank
much.
you, Jace, for coming on. From the source.
Peace out.
Peace.
Bye. It's good to see you, mate.
Right.
All good, man. That was lovely. Did that go all right?